work out. One needs recorded right now, so we're going to listen to the song. We're going to do the same thing yesterday. We're just going to listen to it first. Then I'm going to give you the lyrics, and on the handout, there are a couple of assignments that you're going to do before we start having a discussion. So yesterday, in thinking about how things turned out, to be honest, as we were going through the lesson, and especially afterwards, I realized it was too much of me. And so what I wanted to try to do is make it sort of less of me and more of we. So again, I'm experimenting with this, so we got handouts, and the handouts are going to help us sort of like understand the song more before we actually start discussing. Does that make sense? So thanks for bearing with me yesterday. I recognize that it was long, but one thing you always should try to do is when you're this trial and error is to always try to think back and figure out how things could be done better. So what we're going to be doing is looking at American Terrorist by Lupe Fiasco. Who's heard this? What? I would expect it. Or Chris. Lupe? Even for this CD? And that was all we're going to do is just we're going to work on our listening skills and try to understand or decipher what he's saying. And then I'll pass out the handouts and we'll go from there.
Close your mind, close your eyes, see what's your heart. How do you forgive the murderer of your father? The ink of a sky is worth 1,000 times more than the blood of a mom. We came through the storm, nooses on our necks, and a smallpox blanket to keep us warm. On a 747 on the Pentagon lawn. Wake up, the alarm clock is connected to a bomb. Anthrax lab on a West Virginia farm. Shorty ain't learned to walk, already heavily armed. Civilians and little children is especially harmed. Camouflage tourists, Bibles and glorious Qurans. The books that take you to heaven and let you meet the Lord there have become misinterpreted reasons for warfare. We read them with blind eyes, I guarantee you there's more there. Rich must be blind, cause they ain't see the poor there. Yeah, need to open up a park, just close 10 schools, we don't need them. Can you please call the fire department? They down here marching for freedom, burned it on their TVs, turn their TVs on when they teach them that move. The more money that they make, the more money that they make, the better they live. Whatever they wanna take, whatever they wanna take, whatever it is. The more that you wanna learn, the more that you try to learn, the better it gets. Now the poor Ku Klux man see that we all brothers, not cause things the same, because we like the same color, and that's gray. Now that's Maine, can't burn his clothes, cause he can't afford the gasoline. Now if a Muslim woman strapped with a bomb on the bus with the seconds running, give you the jitters. Just imagine an American-based Christian organization planning the poison water supplies to bring the second coming quicker. Nigga, they ain't living properly. Break them off for the little democracy. Turn their whole culture to a mockery. Give them Coca-Cola for their property. Give them gum, give them guns, get them young, give them fun. But if they ain't giving it up, then they ain't getting none. And don't give them all, now they ain't just give them some. It's the paper, some of these cops must be Al-Qaeda, nigga. The more money that they make,
So listen to the hook.
that they make, the better they live. Whatever they wanna take, whatever they wanna take, whatever it is. The more that you wanna learn, the more that you try to learn, the better it gets. American Terrorist. More money that they make, the more money that they make, the better they live. Whatever they wanna take, whatever it is. The more that you wanna learn, the more that you try to learn, the better it gets. American Terrorist.
Listen to this part.
Don't give the black man food, give red man liquor. Red man food, black man nigga. Give yellow man tool, make them railroad builder. Also give them pen, make them pull gold from river. Give black man crack, block your things. Give red man craps, slot machines. Now bring it back, 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 bring it back. Don't give the black Get the red man craps, slot machines. Now bring it back, 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 bring it back.
So what we're going to do now, you have the lyrics. We're going to read over as the song is playing again the second time. As the song is playing the second time, just go through it and underline and highlight anything that's anything that stands out to you. If you got a question, if it's because you don't understand it, or if it's because like, oh, maybe you heard something similar in class, you're just gonna, all you're gonna do is underline, circle, or do something to sort of indicate that particular.
And then the part that grabbed my attention a lot was like, give the red man crops, slot, and then say slot machines.
What part are you at the end again?
Yeah,
So give the red man craps
yeah.
and slot machines. What do we think that's a reference to? Casinos. Where if we want to go to a casino in California, we don't feel like going to Vegas. Where do we go? Commerce. I don't know. Commerce has a casino. Okay.
And Israel, there's one.
And those are operated and owned by.
Native.
Are they really? Wasn't that because of their what happened to them in the past? That's why they have those, right?
They have an exemption by the government.
Right? They don't.
Yeah. So you're saying it is an exemption given by the government to allow Native Americans to own and operate casinos. Yeah.
Wasn't it because Native Americans came to their land and took over and...
Because Native Americans came to the land?
No, I mean...
Who came to the Native Americans' land?
The white man came to the Native Americans' land, took over, and I think they fought it. That's why they got land back.
No. Okay, so, well, to answer the question, so I heard white, and then I heard very specific Europeans, and we did even get more specific, if we want to say Spaniards, English. Came over, took over, conquered, but one of the agreements that exists between the United States and Native Americans.
Don't they give them money?
Yeah, they get a kickback, but then they also have their own land. So they're considered like a nation within a nation. What's the big nation? The U.S. And then the little nations will be the Native Americans' land. And the laws and customs that they have are to be respected. But here's one thing I want to point out. So in that very last line, when it says give red man craps slot machine, is there another way we could look at the word craps? What is crap or craps a reference to? Dice.
Sorry.
To dice and gambling, right? But do we use crap a different way? And I'm like,
Yes, we do.
Yes, we do. Poopy?
yeah, I'm not talking about that type of crap. I realize that sound wrong. But like, how do we tend to use it? Yeah,
Cussing?
it's messed up.
Like, it's messy.
It's a messed up situation. Oh man, it's crap. It's full of crap. Do you think he could also have been meaning something else?
Yeah.
What about?
Give red man crap.
They give them nothing.
Well, they gave, because from what I know, they gave him the crappiest land, like around here.
Yeah, give him the worst land, and then continue to promise that they were not going to relocate them. And what did the government do?
Relocate them.
Relocate them. Kept on relocating. Kept on. Until they were on the worst land. So we see how that word could have multiple meanings.
Yeah.
Give them crap.
Could also add to it? Could also add to the whole thing?
Yeah.
Like, I put, like, they got gold in exchange. They gave us crack and like all these materialistic things that like say we use it to like distract us from the truth or kill one another or stuff like that. Like, it's just things they give us to pretty much like wipe ourselves up.
Yeah. To be a distraction. And if we're talking about oppression, of those three type of oppressions, what do you think that type is that Chris just described?
Institutional.
So it could be institution and internalized, right? Because the institution is giving the possessions, right? Or creating an environment where that's what we're focused on. But how is it internalized? Because I agree.
How is it internalized?
Yeah, he said that we go after those items, this and that, get distracted, and they end up hurting people.
Whatever society and the media tells them that they are.
Say that again?
Whatever the media and society tells them that they are. Believe it.
Through like movies and all that, like they like say like they make a movie and they stereotype like other minorities and whatever, and they teach us that like saying like black and brown is wrong or whatnot.
Okay, so that's one way things become. So if you find that, definitely send it our way. Anyone else? Meaning.
I have a meeting, but it's I don't know, I didn't do it the right way you wanted it to be done.
What do you have?
For that, I think that he's basically saying that poverty, miseducation, oppression is secretly being distributed in America by like the American or the government and what I know like quotes that relate to it.
But so I find it interesting that you came up with that understanding. Does that make sense to us? Makes a lot of, can you say it again? Because it makes a lot of sense to me.
I think it's about how poverty, miseducation, oppression is secretly distributed in America.
Okay. Can anybody identify lyrics that would support Kelly's?
I have some of them.
Okay, which one?
Okay. One of them was the ink of a scholar is worth 1,000 more than the blood of a martyr.
Martyr.
Martyr. And this one right here with civilians and little children especially harmed, camouflage, Torahs, Bible and glorious
Qurans.
Quran.
What's the Quran?
It's the Muslim Bible.
The Muslim Bible. And what's a martyr? Or who is a martyr?
A bomber? Because I know a martyr is a bomb.
No.
Missile?
That's a missile.
Thinking mortar.
A martyr.
Yeah, she's thinking
I
mortar.
was like, where did you get that from? A martyr is somebody who really believes in something who dies for the cause. That's a martyr. So,
Those are some of them. I wasn't quite sure if they were.
There's 1 in 15 and 20 in the middle.
what is it?
The rich must be blind because they didn't see the poor there. You need to open up a park that's called 10 School.
Okay. So why does that stand out? Or how does that support Kelly's position?
Because of what she said that she thinks of poverty, education, miseducation and whatnot.
Mm-hmm. So if you don't have schools, then people are either being miseducated or not educated, right? I mean, that sort of makes sense. I want to sort of go back to what Kelly said as well, just real quick to sort of dissect this. The ink of a scholar is worth 1,000 times more than the blood of a martyr. What do you think he means by that? We know a martyr is somebody who's dying for something they believe in. It's in between 1 and 6. So the ink of a scholar is worth 1,000 times more than the blood of a martyr.
The education is more than the belief?
The education is more than a belief.
One has meaning, the other doesn't.
One has meaning and the other doesn't. What do you mean?
Well, because it's a nonsensical, stem, it's a nonsensical cause to do something extreme like that.
Oh, so somebody who's looking at the martyr kill them or like allow themselves to be killed, it doesn't make sense. Is that what you're saying? So like if I'm a martyr and you're watching me like die for something I believe in, if you don't agree with my belief, then it's sort of
Could that also be
nonsensical.
like tied to terrorism? Could be like suicide bomb?
Yeah.
So the ink of a scholar, would that be a reference to like say like scholarship and diplomas and say things like that, like all the good stuff? And do martyrs, do they die for like a good cause?
It depends. What do you think?
I don't know.
Does a martyr die for a good cause?
Yeah, that's to them, yeah.
To them, yeah.
I think it means like basically like your books and your knowledge and what you're supposed to be knowing is more than what you believe in because there's proof, I guess.
Oh. That makes sense. So to go to what Chris was saying,
Yeah, I agree with that.
yeah, the scholar part will be not scholarships and things like that, but like you're a scholar when you're doing what? When you're thinking and when you're learning about things, that's a scholar. So there's the ink, and why are you saying the ink of a scholar? What is that scholar doing? Writing. And what have we always been talking about when it comes to power?
Knowledge is power.
Knowledge is power. And then, I forget which one of you said, camouflage Torahs, Bibles, and glorious Qurans, the books that take you to heaven and let you meet the Lord there, have become misinterpreted reasons for warfare. That would be an example of a martyr, somebody who believes so much. One, they're either willing to die for the cause or to like fight the wars. It makes sense. Good. Somebody else. Meaning. Or are there particular parts that we don't quite understand and want some breakdown?
So anthrax lab on a West Virginia farm, is that like sort of like biological warfare in a way?
Yeah. Yeah. So during 9/11, when I went down in 2001, you had the terrorist attacks. One of the other things that happened right after was anthrax. So somebody started mailing anthrax to politicians, things like that, and I think that's a reference to where it was happening, where it was being mailed from. And so what's the name of the song again?
American terrorism.
American Terrorism.
Is 747 the airplane that crashed into the Pentagon?
Yeah.
Yeah. So, do you think he's talking about people who attacked us, or do you think he's talking about
Us.
conspiracy, something like that? What do you mean by us?
I think that the song is saying that we're the terrorists.
So even with 9/11, it sort of seems like he's suggesting that the official story isn't probably, yeah. And maybe we either attacked ourselves or created the conditions to allow that to happen to us. What else?
Where it says give them Coca-Cola for poverty, is that like as in like give them like EBT?
That's his property.
On 40?
Oh, is this property?
Yeah.
Give them Coca-Cola for their property. Give them gum, give them guns, get them young, give them fun.
Like brainwashing them, basically?
Yeah.
Because if he's saying gum, who do you think he's talking about?
Child.
Children. So how can you catch them mentally?
When they're still developing?
Yeah. Gum. Kids enjoy gum, right? Give them guns. Now who are you talking about? Maybe adults. Get them young, and then give them what? Because if you're having fun, what are you not doing?
Pay attention.
Focus. You're not paying attention. I want to go to this part, line 30. Now the poor Ku Klux man, see that we all brothers, not because things are the same, because we lack the same color. What color is he talking about?
Green.
And what is green a reference to?
Money.
And so what does he seem to be suggesting?
That we're not financially like on their level.
That probably they shouldn't be fighting each other
Why?
because
What
they're
do we,
not.
what do we have in common?
We're all poor.
We're all broke, we're all poor.
So our color doesn't matter because we're just as low.
Yeah,
They should probably be getting the other people with money, not the one without the money.
yeah, maybe we need to focus our energy on making things a little bit more fair. Because who's the KKK? White supremacists, Ku Klux Klan. And who are they after?
Blacks.
Yeah, pretty much like non-white, non-Protestant Christians. So you could have been a white Catholic, and do you think they would have been after you? Yeah,
Really?
yeah. Or you could have been black, brown, but he's saying like, hey,
But what if they're like black and Christian?
What if they're white?
what do you think?
What if
Black
they're
and
white
Christian?
Christian and homosexual? What if they're white Christian and homosexual?
White, Christian, and homosexual. Do you think the Ku Klux Klan would have came after that person?
Yes.
Yes. Why?
He's homosexual.
Because he's homosexual. When we're talking about sexual orientation, who has the power? Straight. And what do we call that group? Heterosexuals, homosexuals. So we call that heterosexism. And we're going to be getting into that pretty soon. So in America, we have a system where people have power and other people don't have power. And we're going to start getting into these isms to understand who has the power and therefore who doesn't. And that's a good example right there.
But do you think that because religion is all against homosexual and transgender people, do you think that's why they would be against it? Because you know how they're really into the Bible and stuff.
What do you guys think?
I agree with her.
Because I think that's an excellent question. Why?
I concur.
We gotta concur.
I didn't hear.
I just wanted to say that.
She's saying, do you think because religion is against homosexuals, that's why we
I
have?
don't mean in a bad way. You
Yeah, that's fine. Hey, safe space. It's all good.
He gave me the crazy look.
No, but he concurred with you. He said he agreed.
Gosh,
With you.
I'm stuck.
Say what
Get up,
is
walk
he
around.
asking? What is
So Arlene asked, do you think that religion has created the conditions where we in America target homosexuals?
Yes.
Because of what the Bible says, a lot of it in Leviticus.
Nay.
The Bible did a lot
And
of
what
things
did
with it.
this guy say?
So Chris said yes, and then Mario said he concurred, but it seems like he's flipping his position, so
Come on,
explain. And it's a safe space.
Yeah.
Faith. It was complex in my mind when I was thinking about it.
What does that mean, dude? Shut up.
Now that you have to say, you'll speak.
Sharon is Karen.
Can you reiterate?
These words that I know what they mean.
You want me to re-explain? Okay, so what Arlene pretty much, this is what she said. We're talking about in America right now, homosexuals, gay, lesbians are being oppressed. And so we understand that when it comes to sexual orientation, heterosexuals have power in America. Because we could get married, that's tax breaks, there's all kind of benefits that gay and lesbians don't have access to. So we call that heterosexism. Like racism. But Arlene asked, do you think that comes from the Bible, or not from the Bible, from religion? Whether it's Christianity, Judaism, Islam.
Well, that's where they set the rules, so
That's where the rules are set, so therefore that's where the oppression comes from?
you can say that.
Or how would you say it? Because those are my words. Because I'm making religion sound bad.
Unless it came from anywhere else.
Okay. Where else could it come from?
What?
What's the main argument that we use against homosexuals? We say it's what?
Sin?
Immoral.
Immoral. That would be connected to religion.
Non-American.
Un-American. I never heard. That's funny.
It's not right. Like
It's not right, but why? What evidence do we use
Un-Christian, right?
outside to prove our point? Kids. What else? How do you have kids?
Sex?
Sex.
Grow and die.
And what do we say it is? It's what? It starts with an N.
It's normal.
Normal? Okay. Natural and normal. Is that what we use? Do we look at biology and look in the animal kingdom and say that heterosexism is no?
Yeah. All right. Because I don't know if you want to go scientific creationism or biblical creationism. It all had to start. I mean, I don't know with. Well, it depends what you're falling under, because if you go with the biblical, it was a man and a woman, right?
Mm-hmm.
It wasn't a man and a man, or a woman and a woman. To produce it wouldn't make sense, okay, if it was man and woman, then where did the woman and woman and man and man come from? And see, the scientific concept of the thing, I wouldn't know because I don't study it. So what would be the scientific term
So
for?
usually what people say, they look into nature and say, well, you don't see examples of gay or lesbian activities were animals.
Yeah.
So that's where it becomes like,
You do.
That's
hold on.
Let it start.
That's why, hold on. That's why we hear the argument that homosexual is unnatural.
So that's like, what did you say? Did you say you're gonna see it in animals?
So come on.
I don't know what, or did I see it, but then there was 3 deers and it was males and they were doing the.
They were doing the
Yeah, and they were males. They said that it's really normal in animals.
Okay, boom, and then we're gonna do Jasmine and then Arlene and then Mario.
When two males fight and one loses, after they fight, they make up and they have sex with each other.
Okay? Arlene.
But it's not like being ignorant, like thinking that, oh, it's natural, whatever, but giraffes do it, penguins do it, deer do it, like a lot of people do it.
Dolphins.
If you don't believe that that's not natural, then you're basically being ignorant to the fact that people are like, have other sexual orientations. I mean.
Yeah, so here's the point, this is what's happening, now we're expanding our knowledge, right? We're creating our knowledge. So, real quick, when we say it's unnatural, the first thing people are going to start doing is looking at nature and start pointing out examples of where that's happening.
Because there's always a root to everything. I mean, even if there are animals that were doing that, a guy and a guy, did not make another animal. It had to be a female animal and a guy animal in order for them to. Yeah. Then maybe if the whole guy and girl thing came afterwards, but from root, it's the opposite.
Is that the case? Hold on.
Okay, but
Good combo.
science, like for reproduction and to make another human, you need a penis and a vagina. But for love, that's like scientifically, like you can't explain it. You can't explain
Hey, but hold on, real talk before we wrap this up though, real talk. I didn't know it was going to go this route, but it's fascinating how things happen and how we learn things. Like, it's related because we're talking about power and oppression and all of that stuff based off the song, and we know that the oppression exists between different, like, heterosexual and homosexual. Real quick, here's the thing. I understand your argument that everything has to have a beginning, but if we agree that people originated from a single-cell organism, then at some point something had to happen without like the opposite sex in order for things to sort of develop into who we are. And there are also examples in nature where under extreme conditions, when there's not a mate available, that organism is able to adapt and change so that it begins to sort of like produce offspring on its own. And so when you look at nature, like you have to ask yourself, like, are we mating in this way because it makes sense, it's convenient for us right now, but let's say under very extreme conditions over thousands and thousands and millions of years where we don't have this type of relationship, would we eventually evolve where we don't need the other person in order to mate because we see examples of that in nature already? I don't know, but it's just something to think about.
Sounds scary.
Something to think about.
How'd it go? Man giving birth to a man.
So we're going to have Chris here for another 15 minutes.
What?
We're going to have Chris here for another 15 minutes. All right, so real quick, we're going to come back to this. Actually, no, what I want you to do, since Kelly asked for homework. Here's the only thing. Take it home, but just do the practice on that oppression chart. Read